Hey, Ian.
Hey, Nathan.
So this week, a really nasty rumor came out. Okay.
Oh, yeah?
And I'd like to.
Is it about me?
No.
Oh.
So this week, during the famous coup that happened, there was a MAGA chud there, and the rumor is that a MAGA chud had tased himself in the balls to death and died of a heart attack. Now, this is a terrible rumor to spread, guys. It's not cool. It's not even true, okay? A MAGA chud did, in fact, tase himself accidentally to death, but it was not in the balls, all right?
Oh.
Yeah. So we need to curb the rumor, and remember, it's still funny. It's still funny, guys. And I do want everybody to remember, it is still funny, even though he didn't tase himself in the balls. He did tase himself to death accidentally. And that is something we should remember as a hilarious event, but it wasn't in the balls.
Where was it?
Just somewhere else. I don't know. It's still very funny.
Yeah.
Imagine
how he died because he decided, I'm going to hurt people.
Yeah. Apparently, great husband, kind, loving father is what they're telling us.
Oh, yeah. Also, all the other horrible shit he did in life. But whatever. It's fine.
Hey, guys. Welcome to the Media Hole Podcast. This is a weekly podcast in which me and my friend Ian love to talk about news and television and comic books and video games and movies and all sorts of shit. Now, if you guys remember, at the beginning of November, we made an episode right before the election, and we made a promise in that episode. And that promise was that if Joe Biden won, we wouldn't talk about American politics until February. And while I was making that promise, I said, unless something happens that would be bad if we don't talk about it and would make us look bad if we don't talk about it. And then I threw out, as sort of just a random remark.
It doesn't matter what it makes us look like, whether or not we talk about it.
And then I threw out, basically, as just a random remark, like if a coup or something happens. And here we are, folks. January 6th.
I get why people call it a coup.
Yeah.
By the way, they stormed the Capitol, and then there's been a bunch of other protests at other state houses. It's just that apparently, despite the fact that a couple months ago when there was the Black Lives Matter protest in D.C. and they were fully armed to the teeth, they look like super soldiers out there. They were not prepared for this. They had like one cop who was like, I don't know, and they were letting people into the building as well.
Yeah.
But don't worry, those were actually all Antifa super soldiers hiding.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. None of those people were MAGA people. They were all disguised Antifa people, which is why they weren't wearing masks. The thing that Antifa do is not wear masks, right?
Yeah.
Antifa famously wear masks.
Yes, I know.
Just
everyone should wear masks.
Just for everybody out there. Yeah. If you're going to protest, you should be in black bloc so that they don't track you down like they're really doing right now with all the people.
I think one of my favorite things about all of this was the FBI going, can you guys just please help us out with figuring out who could possibly be behind all of this? Yeah. And then it's just like, remember how the cop showed up and like pulled a woman out of her car while she was leaving to take her kid to daycare or some shit?
Because they tracked her down based on a shirt she bought on Etsy and wore to a protest.
And the FBI is asking for our assistance.
Yeah.
I saw a TikTok where this woman was like crying, like, I got tased. No, not tased. I got pepper sprayed in my face. And they're like, yeah, all right. Who are you and where are you from? She's like, Elizabeth, West Virginia. It's like, there you go, guys. You got a face, you got a name, go for it.
Yeah.
And then she also says, he's like, why'd you come here? And he's like, this did fucking go inside the State House Capitol building.
Yeah. Well, and the thing is like People showed up with fucking guns and zip ties.
Yeah, the
this
zip
was
ties guy was from Oregon.
This was an assassination attempt. This was a mass
No.
assassination attempt.
No.
This was them trying to take hostages. You don't bring fucking
Yeah,
zip
but that's
ties.
not an assassination.
I mean, you're gonna kill somebody. You're gonna kill somebody.
They did.
You're
5 people.
Well, no. So yeah, 5 people are dead. 3 of those 5 people died of natural causes. Our taser boy is one of those 3.
That's not a natural cause. That's a
It is.
what you
It was
mean
a
is
heart
a
attack.
medical emergency. That's
A
not
medical
a heart
emergency.
attack being brought on by being tased too much is not a natural cause, despite what Toronto
he
police
tased
would like you to
he
believe.
tases himself. So
That's not natural. Killing yourself isn't natural.
that was an accidental death, an accidental suicide, I guess would be the term.
Yes. Manslaughter of yourself.
Yeah. So 3 people died of medical emergencies that were not related
One
to.
former U.S. military lady got shot
And
in the
former
chest.
cop. She was a former cop as well.
Yeah, and also had a bunch of issues
Yeah.
they didn't. They were like, oh, loving girlfriend or whatever. It's like also
Yeah.
has restraining orders from like 3 of her boyfriends.
Yeah, and I mean, it's a huge QAnon person.
Chud.
Yeah, and yeah, I mean, if you're gonna storm a room that has the vice president in it and you have a gun on you, yeah, you're probably gonna get shot.
Yeah.
It's not unreasonable. It's totally normal.
What else?
And then they collectively murdered a cop.
Yeah. By injuring
And they
him.
almost stampeded one of their own people to death. But she lived.
Did you see? Oh man. During the day before the
Yeah.
curfew, like before 6 p.m.,
Mm-hmm.
people were going like, "Man, what are all these cops doing? Not being so violent." And then 6 p.m. hit, and the cops just became fucking brutal. And it's like, well, glad that you guys at least give the white people time to leave,
Yeah, it's like
because I don't know.
most of that, the cops were extremely nice.
Even so, going
they
so
took-
far as taking selfies.
Yeah, and obviously this is yet another fucking piece of evidence in the long-standing thing of cops give right-wing protesters and instigators way
lot
more
more.
leeway than left-wing protesters, no matter what. A lot of Proud Boy marches, you can, if you're listening to fucking police radios, they'll call them nice things over the police radio, and they'll be like,
A bunch of
"Oh, yeah,
nice
these are-"
white people are shooting
Yeah.
guns up and everywhere.
Oh yeah, no, they'll be like, these are police supporters or allies or whatever.
Yeah.
They'll call them dumb bullshit.
Hey
over the
guys, a
radio.
bunch of our friends are getting a bit too rowdy out there.
Yeah.
Oh, you see the guy
And,
with the guy with zip ties had on in the center of his fucking Amazon tactical vest?
What?
American flag Punisher logo.
Of course he did.
Not the Blue Lives Matter one that we dunked on a couple times,
Yeah.
but it's just the flag in the center of his chest.
Can I be honest? I
the
don't like
Punisher
the
skull.
Punisher. I don't like the Punisher anymore.
Yeah, same. What a cool character to be absolutely ruined by the fit. It happens with everything. Right wing people just don't get it.
Yeah. Batman's on his way there too. You know?
Yeah. Fuck. What was it?
Why can't they wear? Why couldn't
did you-
they wear fucking Flash T-shirts? Because I don't
Did
give
you
a shit
see,
about the Flash.
Did you see this picture? This is it was one of the pictures that came out with the guy holding the American flag, wearing that fucking weird buffalo helmet.
Oh, I love that. Yeah, they were like, "Oh, this is what was it?" They were like, "This is the communist
No.
fucking
Louis
hammer and sickle."
Representative Louis Gomart of First District of Texas. He tweeted, "Please, people, no violence that only hurts our cause. Those leading the charge, like the guy in yellow with the communist hammer and sickle tattoo. Stopping the violence applies to you too." Anyways, that's the symbol from Dishonored.
Yeah, that's not a
the,
hammer and
it's-
sickle at all.
It's the compass.
Yeah.
Which also, buddy, you can't be a fan of Dishonored and then be on the side of Donald Trump.
Yeah.
Dishonored is about a tyrannical lord overthrowing the queen and then making the world a shittier place.
Oh, you mean an oppressive regime?
Yeah,
that is a capitalist regime as well. that overthrows a queen and fucking pollutes.
Also,
and
assassinates to overthrow.
Assassinates to overthrow the queen. Is massively affects the environment and
Creates
hates
a new
poor
plague.
people. Yeah, hates poor people and effectively lets them die and criminalizes them.
Yeah.
Like,
The best.
I don't love Dishonored, but that's like it's very clearly
I don't
like
like
the
it either.
themes.
Oh, it's like when people are like, "Man, BioShock is so cool." What do you mean rich people don't care about me?
Oh yeah. Like that's the biggest. Is
Did
like
you
if
see the
somebody
Paw
got a
Patrol?
fucking bio.
Did you see the police at Black Lives Matter protests thing?
You mean the thing that you liked that I retweeted? Like
You retweeted
like,
that? Okay.
That was my retweet that you liked? Yeah.
Yeah, that was fucking. I was howling at that one. Like that was hilarious. Man, just
police at Black Lives Matter protest. It's like an Iron Man costume flying through the air. Police at fucking Proud Boys.
That's a Dark Trooper.
From who?
Mandalorian.
Oh, I've not seen it.
I know. And it's been a long enough that I'm going to tell you, Nathan. There's Dark Troopers in there.
Cool. Police at the Proud Boy thing. It's a picture of the dog from Paw Patrol. That's a police officer.
Yeah. Just like how when we were all talking about ACAB, and we were like, ACAB, and yes, we do include the dog from Paw Patrol.
Yes. But yeah, this was a very we're laughing a lot about it. It is a scary bad thing. A lot of people very nearly died. They were sticking guns. They were barricading doors, and people were sticking guns through the fucking hinges to try to shoot Congress people. Like, this was a fucked up thing. We are laughing about it because
the only people who rip that one cop. I know.
Yeah.
I know our stance on police, but that man was doing his job.
Yeah.
And that was to protect democracy.
Yeah. That cop.
Fuck any of the other cops that let them in, though, because there is
Yeah.
the clips of like them marching, and they're like, "Oh, just move the barricades over so they can get in."
Fucking, it's super ridiculous. This whole thing is fucked up and bad and scary, but it's also very funny, and also like, hey, and I'm speaking as one of you here to the people who I'm about to criticize. Hey, leftists who are well off and come from well off families. Hey, just want to point out, most of the people at this thing were not poor people or working class people. Please stop implying that people are racist or unintelligent for being poor, and that's why they're right wingers. That's not a good thing to imply.
I'm racist and I'm not poor.
No, but like it's like you are doing the bad. Internet leftists who come from wealthy families, do your fucking research, and if you don't know, then shut the fuck up.
Hey, like just one quick question. I don't want to get in an argument with these people with someone on Facebook, but I just like being right sometimes. If there is a stock price for a company, it is no longer a private company, right?
Yeah, like it's a publicly traded company.
Okay. Yeah. Because let's move on to the next part of what happened after all this. Donald Trump is banned off of Twitter.
Super fun.
That
felt good. That honestly felt good. I know it's like 8 years too late, but felt good.
4. He didn't he had a fan base, but it was really the presidency that really set them off.
Yeah.
Because before he was just another Alex Jones. Oh God!
He had a lot more clout. He had a lot more clout than Alex Jones, but yeah, he was basically Alex Jones.
Yeah.
Hold on, I would like to perform a tweet that I said. It's really exciting to know where the line is for Twitter bans. You can threaten to nuke countries, you can attempt to declare war, and you can say that the police should shoot protesters in the streets, but you can't start a literal coup. I'm very excited to see now that I know where the line is. Did you also see, and this is also me pimping my Twitter, did you also see Sean Hannity say the phrase, "Coming up, there was a blue check tweet today that I lost my lifetime pasta card at Olive Garden. We've looked into it. We'll tell you what that's about."
Yeah, because we at Fox News desperately need something else to talk about right now.
That's so fucking funny.
All right, so Donald Trump banned off of Twitter. Well, first he got a 12-hour ban, and then he came back, and all the rage that built inside of him over those 12 hours, he then went and said, "Hey, fuck it."
Yeah.
Go on out there, keep doing shit. And they were like, or something. And he just said, and then Twitter's like, you know what?
Permanent.
No, we're after 4 years.
Yeah. Well, that's after
We're finally going to take
after
a stance.
Facebook did their two-week minimum ban on him. And Twitter was kind of the last one to do anything in that.
Twitter is the one
way.
doing the most permanent one, though.
Yeah, but they were the last one to
Facebook is a
respond.
2-week.
Yeah. They were the last one to respond, but their response was more permanent. They were like, fucking get rid of the real Donald Trump. And then he like goes to the official president of the United States Twitter account to tweet, and then Twitter bans that one. And then he went to the Trump campaign Twitter and tried to tweet, and then Twitter banned that one. And then the campaign manager's Twitter, he renamed to Donald Trump and tried to tweet from that one, and Twitter banned it.
I saw one where someone just photoshopped a shitty mustache onto Donald Trump, and he's like, "Hello, my name is Baron John. I'm new to Twitter." But it was like it was kind of like when Homer tries to sneak back into Moe's bar.
Yeah.
Yeah. So because of all this, Republicans are now saying that we are living in 1984.
Oh, nice. I love it when they, to talk about books that they haven't read.
Yeah. I also haven't read it.
Yeah.
But
you don't pretend.
I at least know the concept of 1984 is about the government shutting down free speech.
Yeah.
Not a tech company that literally, if we all stopped using, would just be whatever, it's gone.
Yeah.
They don't have anything to keep us in place. We can just go.
Right.
So,
like nothing says that I can't kick you out of my restaurant for saying dumb shit for 4 years.
Lindsey Graham went to Twitter it was 19 hours ago, so yesterday.
Yeah.
And said, "It is now time for Congress to repeal Section 230 and put big tech on the same legal footing as every other company in America. Legal accountability." Now, here's the thing. I looked up what that is to make sure what this tweet I'm about to say, which is a reply, was accurate. So this is by, his name is John Memes. Nice. Formerly, his username used to be John's Fat Cock, but then he became the VP of Partnerships at Twitch. Nice. And he changed his name to John Memes, but he's since left Twitch. But I understand this. But what I'm saying is this man knows what internet legal shit is about.
He's worked at those companies. Yeah.
Yes. And he says to Lindsey Graham, "I am 100% convinced you don't even understand what Section 230 is. 230 protects companies from being liable for content posted by third parties. A repeal would mean that your entire party would be unable to post your absolute horse shit with zero consequences. Idiot." And so in simpler terms, 230 means I can go on Twitter and commit a murder live on or
Twitter
post
is
a video.
responsible.
If 230 didn't exist, Twitter is responsible for that. Is now an accessory to murder.
Yeah.
But Twitter just says, "Hey, we just had it there. We didn't do anything."
Yeah.
So if this
we're
didn't
not
exist,
responsible, but you have to prove that you tried is what it is now. Like, so that you don't get in trouble. You have to prove like, hey, we made an attempt to get rid of shit.
230 protects Facebook for the fact that they allowed fake memes to go on around and say, "Hey,
fake news."
Yeah, like that's why they're not held accountable. Reddit for the Donald is safe. Yeah. Discord had the Donald official Discord server. All these things are gone now.
Yeah, the Donald is its own website now. But I think
there's like a right wing Twitter now or something.
Parler. So Parler. Ooh. Fun fact. Google said that Parler violates their terms of service because literally the pitch for Parler is Twitter but longer, and you can literally say anything you want, and we can't stop you, even inciting violence and doing crimes. We're not going to pull you off. And then Apple said, "Hey, you guys have fucking 48 hours to regulate, or else you will be pulled from the Apple Store." So Google just pulled them right away. But then so what's really interesting is now Parler is pulling some posts off. For example, a Trump lawyer posted something about like fucking trying to do a big crime, like do big murders.
Yeah.
And I think it was like they were gonna kill Mike Pence or whatever for
when you
for
go to
betraying
Parler's
Trump.
when you go to Parler's Wikipedia page, it like
Yeah.
tells you it's like Parler's an American microblogging social network. It's launched in August 2018, and then you scroll down a second, it says part of a series on anti-Semitism.
Yeah.
Yeah. So maybe don't use a website that is part of anti-Semitism.
Yeah, among other things.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's maybe dumb to in 2018 make a website that's like we're not moderating this. Wouldn't that have been right after 8chan had to become 8kun because they like didn't moderate shit and there was all the child porn and then they got booted by their hosting company?
Yeah, imagine imagine like also fucked up that people are still go like, yeah, 4chan is the fucked up one with all the weirdos, and it's like, no man, just times it by 2.
No, they're all bad. They get bad the worse you go, the bigger the
No,
number.
4chan's just filled with edgy people, and sometimes you see murder happen, but like
let's just
there's
be
not
real.
child porn is
4chan
straight up
is
not allowed on 4chan.
So there's Reddit, then there's 2channel, which is like kind of about the same as Reddit. And then there's 4chan, which is just a worse version of Reddit, right? It's like Reddit, but everybody who's on it is slightly worse of a person. And then it's like 8chan, it's like everybody who's on here is the dregs of society, and there's not a good person on there. And then there's 12chan, which is like even worse.
I like that it escalates.
Yeah, it gets worse with the numbers. And
Yeah.
Reddit is like, and when I say Reddit is 0, it means Reddit's really shitty, but at least Reddit's super divided. So like there are good Reddits on Reddit, whereas like there is no good part of 4chan. They're all bad.
Yeah.
But then like it's like 4chan sucks. 8chan's much worse.
Yeah. Yeah, 4chan just straight up rule number 1. I'm just looking at it right now. It says you will not upload, post, discuss, request, or link to anything that violates local or United States law. So it is moderated.
Yeah,
and has,
there
rules.
is. Yeah, there is more moderation on 4chan. Is it good? Not really.
At
At the very least, they kicked QAnon off, so that's why QAnon had to go to 8chan.
Yeah, they try their best. Well, they don't try their best. They just try more than people expect them to, and they do have like rules. Like, if you really want to go fuck up, go to B, which is the random board, because that's the only place where you're allowed to have troll posts, racism,
Love it.
anthropomorphic pornography, furry,
Yeah.
grotesque images like gore porn shit.
Gross.
Lolly/Shota pornography, which
That's
is
child.
bad.
That's
you
drawn
shouldn't
child.
allow that anywhere,
Yeah.
unless she's holding a card that says, "Look, I may look like a child, but I'm actually 8,000 years old, and that's okay." And then a more 4chan specific thing, like which is just an annoying thing they don't like.
Yeah.
Where like 4chan doesn't have a username thing. You're literally all random the entire time you're on there.
Yeah.
So they have this thing where it's like, oh, post, and like if you get dubs, you get like you have a big dick or something, or I don't know. Like if you get like a 5-5 or like a 6-6 sort of thing. Or people will be like, oh, if someone rolls triples, I will eat my own cum.
Gross.
And then they do it, and then they post images.
Don't you
Because
love that the way that
4chan
they
is
refer
gross,
to everybody on 4chan is like some kind of slur or another? Isn't that fun?
What do you mean?
Well, there's like people who go on B. There's a name for them, right? Which is like a slur of sort of.
Which, give me the letter it starts with.
Okay, well, it starts with B, the version they use, but it normally starts with R.
Oh, then is it like B-T
Yep.
rest?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
I know R9K is robots because
So that's
people on R9K don't really are. if I called the person with this disability this in real life, they would be very upset with me.
Yeah.
And that word starts with A.
Yeah.
You can figure it out. What else is there?
Oh yeah, we're also
Our guys.
Like, I was gonna just also say like, and then like if you're you can be a new slur or an old slur on B. I don't know. Maybe they don't say these things anymore. It's been a long time. It's been literally a decade since
I
I've
don't go
interacted
on
with
B.
4chan. It's been a decade. It's been like literally 10 years because I remember going there and going, this site is lame to use. It's not very like user friendly.
Yeah.
The design of the website is bad. Like, and also the people on here are not fun to listen to or look at.
Sometimes they are.
Well, yeah, but it's like I'd rather see a best of or none of them than go on there personally.
Yeah, like go to Reddit and go on like the 4chan.
The best
like,
of
subreddit.
4chan or whatever.
It's just called 4chan, and it's usually just people taking green text.
Yeah, like again, like I'd rather just see like the number of those that like I wouldn't even subscribe to the 4chan subreddit. I'd just see which one of those go to the top of me IRL. Honestly.
Yeah.
Like but yeah.
Yeah, I fucking hate the ones where it's just like, oh, we go on 4chan and we just find the posts that are making fun of the fact that people on 4chan know we're screen capping this shit.
Yeah, like I don't really get what's fun about that.
Yeah, I don't know either. Like, go on the boards you want to go on. I just think my favorite thing about 4chan is the fact that they had a GIF board and they had to instantly go and make a safe for work GIF board because people were flooding it with porn.
Yeah, but that's not as funny as the Reddit things. Right? Like the
what?
weed Reddit was called Our Trees.
And then the arborist Reddit was called R Weed.
Yeah, no. It's our so the weed Reddit was called Our Trees, but then a Reddit about actual trees is our marijuana enthusiasts.
Oh, okay. I thought it was R Weed.
No, it's marijuana enthusiasts. Because that's more accurate as what's on there. It's like the anti-slang, it's just the truth.
Yeah.
Or like our potato salad is a John Cena, and our John Cena is about potato salad. But I think they might have switched back. Like,
yeah, those jokes can only go on for so long.
no, but it was really funny because like our potato salad was created first because that was a common thing people said in wrestling about John Cena.
Because he's bland.
Yeah, like potato salad.
Yeah.
But then people were like, I guess I want a potato salad subreddit. So then they called it our John Cena.
Okay.
And for example, the Our Two Best Friends play is about a bunch of unrelated YouTube channels that are like Muscles, Angriest Pat, and Wooly Versus. It's a fun joke.
Did you see what happened this Christmas when Wooly posted like update video about the channel, but in the thumbnail he like looked really sad, and everyone thought it was gonna be like Min and Reggie aren't friends anymore.
Dude.
For people who don't know, those are Wooly's two like friends who help out with the channel.
I'd love to see Wooly versus have some more Pat stuff on there because I really like the DMC5 Let's Play. Just to have the two of them, super fun.
I think they were supposed to do KOTOR 2 together, but then COVID started and Wooly needed something to play. So, yeah. Anyways, Nathan, can you open this for me?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. Oh, thank you. Man, thank you that you didn't like pull out like a can opener next to me and just say, do it. And then leave me for 6 hours.
Yeah, Ian, see the design. You need to think. What did the designer imagine? It was made for one purpose. It is a simple machine.
Well, it's a can. I get it that it opens cans, Dad, but I don't know how to use it.
Well, imagine. Use your brain.
Yeah, imagine how this specific
I'm
tool
John
works.
Roderick of the Long Winters. I have a podcast with Ken Jennings.
We had the shortest main character of the week ever this week.
Yeah. There's a very famous quote. There is a main character on Twitter every day, and pray to God you're not them.
Yeah.
And Bean Dad was a man who tried to force his daughter how to learn.
His 16-year-old daughter.
6-year-old. Yeah, 6-year-old.
Oh, 6?
Yeah.
I thought it was 16.
No.
Who did I read that said 16?
Dude, it would be fucking embarrassing if a 16-year-old fucking...
I don't think so. I think it's embarrassing on the parents. Because you know how I know how to open up a can? Because I walked up to my mom when I was a child, and I said, Mom, I want Alphagetti. How do I open it? And she said, just was like, she put it on the can, twisted it halfway, and she said, like that. And then I went and I knew how to open cans for the rest of my life.
See, my mom or dad, I don't remember, did it in front of me, and then I was like, oh, okay, I know how to do it now. You don't have to make me. If you show me how to, if you just literally do it in front of me, I can figure it fucking out.
Yeah,
it's not a difficult thing.
Bean Dad did neither of these. He gave a 6-year-old a can opener and a can of beans and said, figure it out.
And left the room and locked the door.
Yeah, and then it took her so long that he went back in and he said, no one in this house gets to eat until you figure out how to do it. I'm a good dad. This is a teaching moment.
Yeah. And then he threw his daughter into the volcano.
I don't know what that's about.
Like Tekken, right? Or not into the volcano, off a cliff or whatever. Tekken. Yeah. Like what did Heihachi do?
What else was I watching where that was like the thing?
I don't know, any anime.
Oh, Naruto? No, that's Assassin's Creed Odyssey.
Really? They do that shit?
There is the Oracle of Delphi says that you have to that your mom had to sacrifice the younger sibling. So I believe it changes depending on if you would. The Cassandra is always the older one. So this guy is standing there with like a knife to the fucking baby, and he's about to stab it over a cliff and like drop it, but you as the 6-year-old go and fucking push the man holding your little brother over the cliff, and then the guy who is not actually your father but has been raising you this whole time and was treating you like a father walks over and picks you up and then throws you off the cliff while your mother's in the background going, what the fuck? And then you reunite with them later and you can choose to kill your dad. And honestly, it's a bad decision if you do, because this is one of those games where really it does not matter. Like whether you kill your dad or not. Except
then do it. Then why wouldn't I?
Because he's not that bad of a man.
He threw me off a cliff.
Yeah. Because he was a slave to the code of Sparta.
Okay, then he should be dead.
But he was a good man who led a good army.
No, he threw me off a cliff. He's a bad man.
Yes, but he did a lot of good. No, but Nathan, he did a lot of good. Yes, but you leaving him alive allows him to go and do more good, because ever since he threw you off that cliff, he's been on a path of retribution, and he's been adopting orphans to be his new children because he feels guilty and doesn't want to leave them to die in the wilderness. You suck.
That's tough shit. You die. This is what the ending is. Fuck you.
But if you don't kill him at the end of the game, you get to have like a big family reunion with you, your brother who was thrown off the cliff because he survived as well. Your adopted brother, your stepdad, and your mom.
Okay, well, I could just get rid of the stepdad and still have the family ending.
No, I think you lose the adopted brother if you kill the stepdad. But honestly, he's kind of a nerd. It just kind of seems lonelier without them. I don't know. He's a fine character to leave alive.
Yeah, I don't know.
Did you kill your uncle at the end of Ghost of Tsushima?
No, I didn't.
Yeah,
but your uncle's a good guy. Your uncle's a good guy. Like, he's good.
I would say this dude is as good as your uncle.
It's just but he didn't. I mean, the difference is your uncle isn't shitty to you in Ghost of Tsushima. He's
shitty to your friends.
He's shitty to your friends. And that's
poor
fine.
Woman. Hello, I'm speaking here. Thank you.
Yeah, no, and I'm fine with that because I'd rather teach him a lesson. But if you're shitty to me, you die.
He wasn't.
Your uncle's good to you in Ghost of Tsushima. He's a decent man.
Well, he was a decent man to you too before he
Until he tried to kill
me.
me.
Yeah.
And if here's the thing, Ian, if you try to kill somebody, they have every right to murder you. That's fine. There's nothing wrong with that.
All right. We're just going to go in circles here.
But yeah, anyway, Bean Dad.
Bean Dad, what a shitty dad.
He's basically Goku.
Why do you got to do that to me?
I don't know.
Goku's not that bad of a dad. He's just portrayed as one in like all the future media. Actually, you know what? Fine. At this point, Goku is a bad dad, but when those memes originated, he was not a bad dad. Like those memes started pre-Dragon Ball Super. Yeah, but when he's around, he's great. Would you? Okay, I know you probably don't like the military.
No, I don't.
Say our friend who's in the military.
Yeah.
Say
has a baby and abandons it for years at a time.
He does not. Not by his own volition because he gets shipped out.
Okay.
And then he's like maybe there's like he's involved in a minor war and he's gone for like a year at a time sometimes, and he misses like 4 years of his child growing up. From like the age of 1 to 10, he misses 4 of the years. Would you say he is a bad father, despite the fact that when he is around, he is a very attentive and loving man to his children?
Would you say he's good for missing 4 of the 10 years of his child's life?
I wouldn't say he's bad.
Yeah, but I wouldn't call that good.
I would say when he's there, he's good. When he's not there, it's because he woke up to justice and he needs to go kill young civilians in another country now.
Okay.
Yeah. So
you've convinced me.
Yay.
All right.
Oh, fuck. You know what I played? 1 second. We can finish up the weeks, and then I'm just gonna add something.
I do want to finish the Bean Dad.
Yeah, you finished that, and then we got a slur now.
Fun.
And then Canadian stuff.
Well, and we were going to talk about the Poggers stuff.
That's the slur. You can't say it.
Yeah, you can.
You can, but people were making a joke where they were like P*GCH*MP.
Oh, nice. I was going to say about Bean Dad is now my brother and me has to have a new theme song.
Yeah, because my brother and me theme was by that guy.
Yeah, which sucks because it's a good theme. It's a good song.
Yeah.
But yeah, so then a bunch of musicians I follow on TikTok are like, please, McElroys, let me use one of my songs, please.
They put in one of their more recent episodes, they had a new theme song, and it was just Griffin singing.
Yeah. It was funny. But yeah, because of course they found like like the 5-6 years of like anti-Semitic, racist fucking tweets from this guy, and it's like, man. Yeah, jeez. It's funny because I know they didn't mention it, but it sounds like it would have been a funny thing to talk about on their podcast. It's the kind of thing they would have a lot of good jokes about.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe they just didn't want to because they'd be like, ooh.
Yeah, no, that's what I mean. They're like, oh, no, we had a business partnership with this man and we have to cancel it for this. And then to dunk on him and make fun of him is going to make us look bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways. I guess. Come here, my little PogChamp or whatever the fuck it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was like literally no video game news this week, by the way, if you haven't figured that out yet.
Pretty much none. But yeah, so because of the thing that happened this week, fucking Gutex, who is the person behind the Poggers emote, it is a photo of him, or PogChamp emote rather. It's a photo of him going like, ooh, Which is from
It's
a video.
from an old clip from like 2010 from a Twitch channel, a YouTube channel called Cross Counter TV, which was an FGC thing.
Yeah, it was a Street Fighter 4 exclusive thing, basically.
Yeah, and it was something really cool happened, and Gutex made the PogChamp face.
No, it wasn't cool. They were having a really hard time shooting some top 10 video, and then the fucking person behind the camera accidentally kicks the tripod, and he goes. It was just goofy.
Okay.
And they called it PogChamp because like a video that came out right after was like an ad for like a thing they were doing, and they were jokingly treating Pogs like it was a fighting game, and Gutex in the joke video wins Pogs, and that's why they called him the Pogs champ.
And also, but if you also look up Pog, they try and say it means play of the game, like removing the T. But if you remove the T, you remove the O.
Yeah.
So it would be PogChamp.
Champ. Yeah, no, it was literally about Pogs.
It's an old meme that Twitch adopted and took over. It's kind of like how
It was back when Twitch was like super small, like, and
it was back when Twitch was still Justin TV.
Yeah, like it was
before
like,
their
it was
acquisition.
Like super in jokey back because that was what the internet was like back in 2010.
Yeah,
it was like everybody knew everybody. Everybody got their like 5, 10, 15 minutes, right?
Yeah.
Back in old YouTube, new YouTube, every 5 minutes I find out I've been a new guy with 1 million subs who's like terrible.
Who's PogChamp for today? I don't know who that is. It's an Asian woman.
Oh, it was Unruly yesterday.
It's an Asian woman, so I don't really know who it is. I don't follow women on Twitch.
Is it Lily Pichu?
My wife doesn't like when I play with them either.
Is it Lily Pichu, maybe?
No, it could. Is Valkyrie?
She's
Asian?
not Twitch.
She's not on Twitch?
No, she's YouTube.
Maybe Pokimane then?
It could be Pokemon.
Yeah. Or I don't know. One of those, because I think Valkyrie and Pokimane honestly look the same.
No, you just think all women look the same.
You're right. Lily Pichu and Pokimane definitely look the same.
The thing I recently found out of Pokimane, because I've watched more of her content in the last couple months than ever before.
Because she's been with like Corpse and the other people that were like in the Among Us stuff.
Yeah. That the reason why she chose that name is because her real name is like Imane, and it's pronounced Iman, and so it's literally Pokemon.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's fucking funny, but then everybody reads it as Pokimane, and so it's become Pokimane.
Yeah. And also her name's Pokey. Like they were like, yeah, fuck
Everybody's
the actual part.
like,
The actual part that is your real name. We're just gonna call you Pokey forever.
Well, like if you Twitch stream long enough under a fake name, or like do anything under a fake name, you like associate yourself with that fake name more than your real name.
Like
Which is super weird. I would never do that because like nothing I come up with feels like it's me.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think I would kind of be like back in the day, like on Xbox.
Like I don't want anyone to call me.
But
I don't want anyone to call me the media hole. Like
yeah,
that's my show. That's the show I make. Right, whether
or
that's this podcast,
even like with your previous, even your fucking like old Xbox, so like your PSN is like Nate's,
oh yeah, Nate's got money.
Yeah,
I don't fucking care. It's still my PS4 name. I'm not gonna add you if you friend me. Fuck off.
Yeah, but then there's like YouTubers like Fitz. That's such a good one. I don't know where this dude came up with Fitz, but that's not even close to his real name. No, his real name's Cameron.
Maybe his last name's like Fitzgerald.
No, his last name's McKay.
I don't know. That's just like a name people have is Fitz. Like
yeah.
Jacksepticeye's real name isn't Jack. What a
it's
fucking
Sean.
liar. What a fucking piece of shit.
Ew, what the fuck?
What?
I've just been like looking at other YouTubers that have like good like screen names that are like good names to use. Mm-hmm. And one of the guy who got me like in like who I started watching and then brought me to like Fitz and like all the other people and shit is Smitty, which is stylized as SMII7Y.
Mm-hmm.
His first name is Jaron.
So it's not even Smith?
No, his last name is Smith. So
Okay,
that's there, but his name is Jaron Daniel Smith.
Damn.
Oh, I fucking guessed it. I was so right.
What?
One time me and Stevie, because Smitty's from Canada,
Okay.
and me and Stevie were talking about like where he's from, and I was just like, I don't know. He said something. There was just something he said, and I'm like,
Yeah.
I bet he's from Windsor, and he is.
Nice.
Yeah.
I saw like one of the saddest TikToks recently where it was like and the start of it I was like, oh come on, that's not so bad. It's like I'm from Copenhagen, Denmark, but my parents decided to move me to Ontario.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm like,
So,
oh, that's not. There's
Sarnia or
nice.
something?
Yeah, I was like, there's nice places in Ontario. Come on, no need to complain. And it's like Sarnia, and I'm like, okay, that's
Even
it sucks to
yeah.
fucking.
I don't know every single fucking like. I haven't been to Sarnia, but I know it's a shithole.
I mean, like, yeah, I mean, like, Belleville is like kind of worse, at least to me.
If you just go above
the
the GTA, it just gets progressively worse.
Yeah.
Like if someone said, "Oh, I'm from Barrie," I'd be like,
yeah.
Anyways, local jokes.
No, like the town, I mean, Port Perry is the one I think of when I'm like, this place sucks and is far from anything.
That's where my aunt lives now. But they wanted to like go live in the middle of nowhere. Like they had a cottage because my aunt's like the rich side of the family. Fucking hate that I said that, but it's right. So they had a cottage up somewhere on the way to Muskoka. And they built it themselves. It was this fucking giant, beautiful place. And then my uncle had like a heart attack like last year. Okay. And their original retirement plan was to sell their house in I'm just gonna say the place Ajax. Okay. Because that's the region. I'm not gonna say the actual town. Okay. They sold that place. They were gonna sell that place and live at the cottage for the rest of their lives. Okay. Until one of them died or whatever, and then they'd probably the remaining one would move in with their favorite child. Mm-hmm. So he had that heart attack, and they were like, "Never mind," because it might be a lot quicker if we go live up there, and you have to get like helicoptered to a hospital like a fucking 10 kilometers away. Yeah, probably farther. So they sold that for a lot less than I thought they would, but also it's a cottage; it's not a house. So yeah. And then they were like, wow, sucks that we don't have a cottage anymore. And then they sold their house and went to move to Port Perry because it was like, oh, it's like
Port Perry is like a cottage town. Yeah, there's more stuff there. Yeah. I was going to say, if you want to live somewhere that's like nice to look at, but then like has a hospital nearby, I was going to say, oh, come on. What the fuck is the name of that town? The one that has Blue Mountain in it. Oh, my friend, my sister's friend's house just burned down there. Okay. What is it? Oh man, my sister used to work there too. My brain is not telling me what the name of that town is. Starts with a C. There. Yeah, it does start with a C. It's a C. Collingwood. There it is. That's a nice looking town. It's like a nice. Well, okay. Blue Mountain has a nice looking town. There's a whole part of Collingwood that we don't see. Yeah, like I'm saying like, you know, it's like a tiny little town. Like but it's like it's pretty nice. Like it's, you know, I'm not saying there's no shitty part. There is no place in the world with no shitty part. Yeah. Like also Collingwood is like, or Blue Mountain at least is like I've heard people go there in like the summer and it's like, why? What's there? Yeah. What do you got to do? It's called Blue Mountain. It's a fucking ski resort. Yeah. I don't like skiing. I'm just saying, like, it's like a pleasant place to look at. I've never been. If we were allowed to go, because I wanted to do more shit last year, but I'd probably be like, guys, let's go for a weekend. And even if you don't want to ski, you can just hang out with your friends, get drunk and at the local bar. COVID. Yeah, COVID. Oh, shit. Yeah. So maybe next year. Maybe we can all go to that fucking cool anime convention they have there. Yeah. But no, we should all get ready to do an all friends biathlon. I don't know. Fuck, I was trying to think of it. You have to fuck a man and a woman? Nice. No, a biathlon is where you do cross-country skiing and rifle shooting.
Yeah. And they literally just said, fuck 2021, and they're just going to go, for YetiCon, they just said, fuck 2021, and they're going to go do 2022.
Damn. What are the guests at YetiCon, even?
It doesn't really matter.
Could we be guests?
Well, they don't have any right now, because it's so far away.
Do you think we could be guests at YetiCon?
No,
could we get a panel?
All you have to do is apply for a panel, except I think if it's a podcast panel, they'd be like, how many listeners do you have? It's less than 1,000? No.
That's the goal, guys. We got to get up to 1,000, and then we'll have a panel at YetiCon, I guess.
I think it would probably have to be more, actually, because they want it to be like, what if you had 1,000 listeners, but none of them were going to come to YetiCon at all?
Yeah, I think we'd probably have to prove how many we have in like Ontario.
Yeah,
which isn't a lot. Most of our listens come from that guy in the Ile-de-France. So again, shout out. I don't know if it's a guy. That's my bad.
Jeez, Nathan, they're gonna stop listening now.
Yeah, sorry. I didn't want to assume. I said the word guy as like a gender neutral term, and I didn't mean it.
Where else were we talking about that? You know what else place is also a piece of shit?
Ohio. Oh. I thought you meant where else do we get all our listens? Because it's Ohio.
No. I was thinking where else is a piece of shit, and it's the place my dad lives. Fuck. What is it called? Like, I know I was at work today.
Yeah.
And I talked about it earlier, and I can't fucking remember. It's on the way to Windsor.
Oh, Detroit.
It's past fucking Windsor.
No, it's not. Windsor's further south.
Oh, yeah. Detroit's slightly north. Whatever.
Yeah.
I would put them on, like, the same level. Oh, man. It's not even worth figuring it out, because I don't want to dox my father.
Yeah.
But at least you can just take the 401 all the way there. You don't have to fucking, let me take these bullshit highways. Anyways. Time play is dead.
You saw that? Did you see the news of that, or just that I wrote it?
Just that you wrote it. I didn't even know, because I don't pay attention to time play, because I never played.
Cineplex,
Bet Emma's bummed.
which is, yeah, I don't know if Emma knows, but I bet she'd be bummed. She'll probably know when she listens to this podcast. Never, because she doesn't listen to our episodes because she's not our friend. But
I'll just text her and say, bro, time play's dead. See how she feels.
Yeah, so Cineplex announced this year that, or like this week, that time play, which is a long-standing thing that they have, which was like interactive games that you play with your cell phone through a dedicated app.
Yeah, it was mostly trivia stuff, and then towards the end of its lifespan, it got more like ad-based.
Yeah. It was like there was trivia stuff in games, and like remember, this predates Jackbox. Like they started doing them like way before the Jackbox games with your phones. So it's like a lot more primitive. So like trivia was basically most of what they could do. There were games in the beginning that were like more dedicated, and there were more bigger prizes. But then over the years, like, the prizes got worse and worse and lower, and they're clearly put less and less effort into them. And most of the games outside of the basic trivia, which just changed every month, were like just fucking ads for snacks and shit.
Yeah, well, like, goldfish. Play the goldfish game where you fucking jerk your phone off.
Play the Coca-Cola
You're rocking the goldfish
game.
up. It's going. It's good.
Yep.
Go higher. Yellow team, try harder. And I'm just sitting there like, oh, God, shut the fuck up. I'm here to watch Avengers for the 4th time.
Which
like,
Avengers?
I only saw that movie 3 times.
Which one?
Endgame.
You saw Endgame 3 times?
No, I think I saw it twice.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Because remember, I always see it once by myself, and then I go and see it. I think I saw it with like a big group of people.
No, you saw it with just me and Emily.
I think I saw it again later with a bigger group. Yeah. So,
do you remember in that movie when I did something really funny and both you and Emily were like, that was weird and not cool, and I thought it was hilarious?
Oh, yeah. When you told the guy behind you to shut the fuck up? Oh, man. I didn't think it was weird. I was just like, damn, Nathan, you're being really aggressive right now.
So I turned around. These people behind us were talking, and they weren't like whispering. They were talking like full volume.
Yeah. And it was,
like,
to be fair,
through the trailers, The movie
through
did
the
start.
trailers. Who cares? The movie was starting, like the
Yeah.
Marvel thing was playing, and they were still going. And then it showed that establishing shot of New York and how it's all fucked. And the guy was
Yeah.
still going on. And Nathan's like, "Could you shut the fuck up, please?"
No, I turned around and I said it in a very polite way. I was like, sorry, would you kindly shut the fuck up?
Yeah, and Emily was like, didn't expect it at all because that's not the vibe you give off. But I was just like, she later on, I think after we left, I was like talking to her, and she was like, "You went to the bathroom."
Yeah.
And it was just me and her, and she's like, "Is Nathan usually like that?" I'm like, "No, but he really wanted to see this movie, and they were being very loud."
Because I had to see it late.
She was
'cause,
further
like,
over.
Yeah.
So she didn't actually hear them as loud as Leslie.
They were talking
loudly as me
so
and you
fucking
did.
loud. It was so annoying. It was funny. Because I was like, talk during the preview. At least, like, here's the thing. I don't give a shit if you talk during the previews or even that much during the movie if you're, like, whispering, right? Because, like, sometimes I'll be like, oh, shit, or whatever, right? Like, oh, that guy. Or, like, telling Ian, like,
Depends on the movie, but
this
yeah.
character's from this comic book or whatever.
It's like, could you have just watched all the movies before you came here? Like, why would you? Honestly, I get it's your girlfriend. It, like, not to be rude to women out there who definitely know more than this lady did, but if you really want to bring her to see Avengers, number one, don't bring her to fucking Endgame, which is the second one of like a two-parter.
It's the fourth fucking movie.
It's the fourth movie, and it's a direct sequel with no interruptions. Well,
Yeah.
technically, Captain Marvel happened, but fuck it, no interruptions.
Well, yeah, no, there was 2 movies in between that explain shit, which was Ant-Man 2 and Captain Marvel.
Yeah.
But
So at least like watch Infinity War at home, and
Well,
then
like,
summarize the
honestly,
other
it's-
2 movies.
honestly,
in
it's like
between.
it's like the 23rd movie in the series.
Well, that's what I'm saying. If you
And
watched,
like, it's the most explicitly connected of all of them because they literally go back to Thor 2.
Yeah. Also, it's like people were going like, "Wow, this is the best movie of all time." I'm like, no. Number one, no. Number two, it's also not fair because they can skip over a lot of establishing things.
Yeah.
Like, if you just watch Endgame, you would be like, "What happened to everybody?" Okay. Why is Paul Walker there? Fuck, Paul Rudd? I wish Paul Walker was there.
As himself.
Yeah, that's actually what happened in real life, fellas, is Paul Walker got blipped while he was taking that corner. The other guy is dead, though. But
Paul
no.
Walker died so that the blip wouldn't happen.
Paul Walker died and took the Soul Stone with him somehow. I don't know.
Paul Walker dying is what made the Infinity Stones cease to exist in our universe.
Fuck. Yeah, because if the Reality Stone can't fix it, it's not as powerful as you think. Yeah, Paul Rudd just shows up, and it's like, why is he here?
Yeah.
Or why did Paul Rudd just pop out of this van? Why is Ken Jeong here? Oh, he's a cameo? Okay. Why is this gay man here talking about something that was cut out in the Russian and Chinese version of this movie?
That's funny.
Because when you don't know enough about the actual main characters, you're going to ask questions about every fucking instance in the movie.
There's literally nothing that happens in that movie that isn't confusing if you haven't seen most of the other ones.
Yeah. Who's this teenage girl that he's hugging?
Yeah.
Why is Hawkeye a murderer now? Or
Why does
no,
Hawkeye
murderer.
hate minorities?
Yeah.
When was
well, 'cause
this
he's played by
established in
Jeremy
the other
Renner.
movies?
Who else? Why is Mark Ruffalo giant and green?
All right, that one you had to know. You had to already know that one.
Well, because he's the Hulk, but like, why
Yeah.
is he like that and chill?
Well, that's like part of the mystery, isn't it?
Why is Tony Stark with this random woman hanging out with what looks like a child? Like, they still know it's Tony Stark, but they don't.
Yeah,
know
they know who
anything else.
Tony Stark is, but they don't know fucking Pepper Potts.
Yeah,
That like she's in every fucking movie.
she's in every Marvel movie, and she's in one Spider-Man movie that she's not. She's in every.
She forgot
Iron Man
she was
movie.
in Spider-Man: Homecoming.
Yeah, she's in Avengers 1,
Yep.
and that's it.
She's
Well, it's not that she forgot; it's that she thought she was in a different movie.
She's in Iron Man 1 through 3. Well, she thought she was in like Avengers or something when they did that scene.
Because she was in Avengers. Oh yeah, because they shot that when Endgame was coming out, or like while they were shooting Endgame at the same time.
They shot it around. They shot Homecoming around the time that they shot the 2 Avengers movies back to back.
Yeah. So she just thought that was a scene from Avengers Endgame.
Or probably Infinity War, more likely, because she's in more of Infinity War.
Yeah, shit, you're right.
Or less of Infinity War.
She's just in that one scene where she says, "Don't go to space," and he's like, "Oh, I'm breaking up." And she's like, "I'm pregnant." And then Tony Stark goes away for a while.
And almost dies.
And who's this blue woman?
Nebula.
Yeah. So, anyways, Avengers. Am I right, fellas?
I've not watched either Infinity War nor Endgame more than once.
I think, like, as a fan of them, I think they're good, entertaining movies. They just take too much of your time and have too much required reading.
Yeah, I honestly, like, neither of those movies are ones that I'm like, I want to watch, because, like, they don't, to me, like,
I would only watch them if I was watching all of them, which is why I watched them again.
They seem like, honestly, like, not that good. Like, when I think about them, I'm like, this is cool as, like, a season finale, but it's not cool as a thing.
It's just, it's all fan service. It's like it's literally finishing a TV show.
My back hurts.
Oh, Nathan got up and he's stretching.
All right. Oh, fuck. Bumped the mic. All right, but yeah. What were we talking about before this?
No.
Oh, right, time play.
Oh yeah, we were just talking about.
Anyway, like, they stopped doing time play at the theaters, which is
time
like,
play.
Why am I even going to the theater at this point? Like,
yeah.
Just kidding. It's because it's good.
If you too, well, also what time play rewarded you for coming in first, which is being smarter than having more movie knowledge than everyone else in the theaters. Which generally, whenever I was there with someone with like Nathan or Emma, it was one of them.
Yeah, we won
so
pretty much every time.
You would get 50 points and scene points. Shut up. I got to explain this to the Americans and whoever else doesn't live in Canada. Scene points was a fake currency you would get whenever you paid to see a movie, and it boiled down to every 10 movies you saw, you could see a free movie because you would get 100 points and there'd be scene points.
Yeah, and 1,000 points equals a movie generally.
Yeah, and also there was a fucking combo you could get that cost $20, which was like $5 more than the combo normally, which would give you 1,000 scene points, and it's like, oh cool, so I'm just getting movies for $5, like.
Yeah.
Well, because they can just give away movies because all their money comes from the snacks anyways.
Yeah.
So you get that, and you would just fucking have movies forever. I think I have like 3,000 points. Thank God.
I have like 4,000 points now because like I have, and like that's me. I have this year bought 3 movies on the Cineplex store with points, and I still have 4,000 left because I have like a Visa card that's seen from Scotiabank.
Yeah. And at the beginning of like 3D movies and IMAX movies coming out, scene points used to be 1,000 points to go see those movies as well.
Then now they've updated to 1,250 or something like that.
It's 1,500 for a 3D movie, 2,000 for an IMAX movie.
Right. Or like AVX, and like I think it's 2,000 as well for VIP.
Really, only 2,000 for VIP?
Yeah, it could be 2,500. I could be wrong, but.
Actually 2,000 for VIP makes sense because those are IMAX seats.
Yeah, effectively, yeah.
And also they expect you to buy food, so it'd be kind of fucked up if they were like 2,500 more than anything. Also spend $50 on drinks.
Yeah.
Get real drunk with your buddy while he hates watching the Rise of Skywalker and you have already seen it. And go and pee a bunch.
God. But remember episode 9 of this podcast? Can you believe it's been fucking 53 episodes since then?
Thank God that it didn't end there.
Yeah.
Because it was fucking, oh man, I hated you watching that movie together. That was the episode where we had to take an hour in between because we started yelling at each other so hard.
Yeah, no, that episode, if you remember, that episode we were like, oh yeah, this entire episode's about Star Wars Episode 9.
Yeah, and it was about how much you hated it, how I thought it was fine.
Yeah. And now, here I am a year later, finally getting some writing done on my video about Star Wars that's probably going to touch on Episode 9 slightly, but not really, because it's not really about whether the movies are good or not.
Yeah, just watch a good trilogy.
Yeah, just watch the old ones. The old ones are fine.
Yeah. The old ones is where should have stopped. I was fine with Episode 7 when it came out. I'm not going to fight about Episode 8, but honestly, the whole trilogy just sucked. No, it's not. So anyways, that's it for the news.
That's pretty much it.
Yeah, there is so much news. We spent a whole hour dunking on America and Bean Dad.
Bean Dad, I miss Bean Dad.
Yeah.
Honestly, the world was a better place when Bean Dad was the main character.
For that one whole day.
For the 20 hours that I had Bean Dad for, it was very fun. So what did you do this weekend?
Well, I ordered a TV on December 23rd. Yeah. And on December 8th, I finally got
it. January 7th?
January 7th. Actually, I went back in time and picked it up on
December.
19 days, 16 days before I ordered it. Yeah. So I got my TV. It's a big
boy.
55-inch Samsung.
Ooh.
Smart HDR 4K thing, so I can play my PS5 with all my ray tracing glory.
Ooh.
And the day I got
30 FPS if you're gonna 4K ray trace.
I probably won't. I will for like a movie, but I don't need it for games.
Oh yeah. Well, movies are 24 FPS.
Yeah, I know. That's why I can do it for movies. Also, ray tracing isn't on movies.
Yeah,
because they don't have to generate.
When
will ray tracing come to Disney's Pixar Soul?
And the answer is they just do it. They just do the reflections because you don't have to worry about gameplay.
What? What do you mean? That doesn't make any sense. Add ray tracing. Yeah, so I finally got my TV, but the fun thing is I don't have a TV stand big enough for this fucking thing.
So does it come with it? Doesn't it come with its own stand?
It came with the two legs.
Yeah.
But
you mean you don't have like a table for it?
I don't have a table that's long enough. So I had to, the first day I got it, I just put it on the floor with the legs on and just sat there on the floor playing like Demon Souls and then a bit of Yakuza.
Nice.
And then, unfortunately, I went on Amazon because I have free money on there for gift cards. I think once I'm up that, I'm just going to cancel my Prime because I don't want to use it anymore.
Like, listen, here's my vibe.
Well, you know what? Jeff Bezos isn't the richest man in the world anymore, so I actually don't have to feel about that.
Yeah. No, I mean, like, here's the thing. I'm not just like Walmart or whatever. Like, you know, Amazon sucks. So does Walmart. Does that mean that I'll fucking fully boycott them? No, it's too convenient to fucking use them. But I'm going to try to do it less.
If I could have walked into the local Home Depot and bought it there, I would have.
Yeah.
Because actually, citation needed, but I think I remember reading that Home Depot actually takes very good care of their employees.
I don't remember. I think it's
also every Home Depot I've ever been in always has a dude working there who is in a wheelchair. Don't know why. It's just always the one across from the Walmart here. Mm-hmm. Well, across the major intersection. Is fucking like there's this guy. He's probably the most knowledgeable dude in there because you walk up to him and you're like, "Hey, where's this?" And he's like, "Exact location, right over there." Everyone else is like, I don't know. Check aisle 23."
I usually go to the Home Depot that's near the movie theater because it's closer to my home.
I guess that makes sense. We're probably in the middle there, like.
I haven't.
Yeah, so
I just
would've.
realized in my
But,
brain,
so-
I'm like, oh right, Ian has a new house. I was like, Ian's much closer to the one near the Walmart.
Yeah,
I don't know
yeah.
what he's talking about.
He had moved like a full month ago now.
But I haven't seen his new house.
Yeah. My mom was like, why don't you just invite like some friends over? Well, she said Blake. Why don't you invite Blake over? But he just has to like wear a mask the whole time to see the house. And I'm like, Blake's not going to come to the house wearing a mask to see the house. He'll just wait until he could come and get drunk inside of my house. So there we go. And then he'll bring his dog and you'll be bitching for the next few days about how much that fucker sheds. Yeah, so I set up the TV. I bought a wall mount. Thanks Amazon.
Yep.
Had a bitch of a time installing it.
They suck.
Yeah, they're not very fun. Because especially like they have to go into studs.
Yeah. Or else,
And-
TV fall down.
Yeah, I was still paranoid that it was gonna fall down. But those screws are fucking huge though. Like the ones they gave me, like to go into the stud, they were like fucking thick. I couldn't use my drill. I had to actually go get a socket wrench.
Nice.
Luckily, we had one. I didn't have to go and call my brother and be like, David, I need your tools again. He lives down the road, so it's not that bad.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, because of that, I've just mostly been playing WoW and Hades, and you don't care about WoW, and I've already beaten Hades like 20 times, so nothing to talk about there.
Yeah.
So, anyways, what's Akudama Drive?
Well, Ian, Akudama Drive is a new anime that I've been watching this week, and it's quite good.
Oh, fuck.
What?
No, then I just got something for next.
Okay. Akudama Drive, yeah, it's a new anime show. I think it just finished a little while ago. But effectively, it's by it's from the guy who created the Danganronpa video games. His name's Kazutaka Kodaka. And Studio Pierrot.
Piro. The Naruto
Piro?
guys.
The Naruto guys, but it's not actually the
Unfortunately.
Naruto guys. It's Tomohisa Taguchi, who directed the Persona 4 Golden anime and the Persona 3, the second and fourth Persona 3 anime movies. So like, fucking some real like good talent there, and it's really cool. It's like a crime story. It's like kind of it's a little Tarantino inspired. It's a little like 90s crime movie inspired in general. But it's cyberpunk. It's a cyberpunk world. And like it's almost like if you're me, you're watching it like, man, this is like an example of what would be a perfect game to like DM or GM of Cyberpunk almost, because it's like it's super well done. It's
Wait,
like
1
this
second.
cool.
Hold up. Who animated this? Like, what studio?
Perot.
You fucking kidding me?
Yeah, no. They got somebody who gives.
They
it.
tried.
Yeah.
That's the me with the Studio Pierrot. They keep doing long running shonens. Like they
Black
did
Clover?
they did Yu Yu Hakusho. Yu Yu Hakusho looks decent, but still has like the classic
it
we're
looks
cutting the
pretty
budget.
great for most of it though. Like,
Especially for the 90s.
yeah.
90s. Yeah, it was the 90s.
That was pre-computers.
And then I think they did hunt the first Hunter x Hunter.
The old shitty one.
Yeah, well, there's people who like have a nostalgia for it and think it was good.
But
They're wrong,
not.
but-
yeah, it's bad. They didn't get very far with it.
It's kind of like
either.
saying like JoJo, the old.
Well,
one's
hold on.
better.
The old JoJo OVA is cool. It's good. It's
There's
just
cool
like,
shit about it. It's just that it skips all the way till the end of the story.
no. Well, there was two.
Actually, no,
They did like 6 hour long episode. They did like the 6 last hours of JoJo Part 3, and then like 5 years later they did the first 6.
Yeah.
So it's like 12 long episodes, but it's super. Like Satoshi Kon worked on it, so like it's good. Like it's cool.
Yeah. I just saw someone made some fucking image. Made some fucking meme that used Iggy's death
From that version.
Yeah, from that version. God, it's brutal looking.
Yeah. Well, it was an
so-
OVA, so like you could
yeah.
get away with whatever you wanted.
The anime version of Hunter x Hunter that Pierrot did was just an OVA.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the other one, the actual long running one was Nippon Animation.
No, I thought it was Madhouse.
No, like there's another long running one.
Oh.
Madhouse did the more recent one that people liked.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Then there's like an old OVA that was from the early 2000s and another old like anime series that had 62 episodes from the early 2000s.
I think that's the one people talk about being shitty. The 60
Probably.
episode. Because I think they take like 10 to get to where episode 2 is in the new one. Like,
Yeah.
it's filler city.
Yeah, so okay, and then they did after that, then Studio Pierrot did Naruto for like fucking 20 years.
Yeah.
And then now they're
Black
doing
Clover.
Black Clover. And also they're taking the techniques that they used at the end of Naruto to really stretch it out.
Yeah.
And they used it in Black Clover immediately.
Yeah.
Black Clover's
No, yeah.
first chapter is, honestly, you could break it up into 2 episodes max. They broke that shit
They didn't break it into
5 episodes,
6?
and then
Yeah,
the
like
6th
5 or 6.
episode was filler.
Yeah.
And I was like, all right, I'm a big fan of this manga. This is bullshit.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, so I gave up on that one pretty quickly.
Yeah, they just didn't do the show good. But people still like it. Maybe it got better in its 2nd season or whatever.
I heard, but I don't want to watch like 20
50
hours
episodes?
of garbage.
It's stupid. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm fucking with you, dude.
Yeah.
Listen, you gotta grab me if you're gonna do a 50 episode thing. That's why I like Gundam, because I think most of it's actually pretty good.
That's why for a
when
lot
they
of
do
long,
long
like Dragon
episodes.
Ball Super, I just waited until it was all done, and then
Yeah.
I watched all of it.
So you could binge it instead of waiting.
Well, because
week to week.
I didn't want to watch the fucking Battle of Gods redone because I don't care. I saw
You
the
already
movie
watched
and
the better version.
the best version, which is when it was Dragon Ball Z and not Dragon Ball Super. Even Fukatsu no F, no matter how shit that movie is compared to the rest of DBZ movies,
Yeah.
I'd still rather watch that than
the arc.
than the arc. Yeah, because the arc
Yeah.
adds in so much more. They job Gohan so much like fucking harder. They bring back Ginyu for some fucking reason, and they and keep Taguma alive.
Do you want to know what else, by the way, is a Fukatsu no F thing, which is a thing that I know the English word for, but I always say it the Japanese.
What?
Omirengu.
That's Omi Clan from
No, it's Omi Alliance.
Omi Alliance. Yeah.
Yeah. It feels, but they always say like Omirengu.
Yeah.
I'm like,
We'll get back to that in a few minutes.
we will. We'll
Okay,
talk
so
about Omirengu.
Akudama Drive.
Akudama Drive. Really
show?
good show. It's really cool. It's a better piece of cyberpunk fiction than Cyberpunk 2077.
Unfortunately.
It's a story about a bunch of like hardened criminals and like one decent person, like in a society.
Yakuza.
Yeah. And like they're all trying to like they become part of this heist where they have to steal a thing in a vault from the Shinkansen, which is like going from Osaka to it's Kansai to
the bullet train.
Kanto. Yeah. But like it's
Goes
like
to other places,
again,
but that's like the
it's
real reason why they started it.
dystopic future, right? So it's like
Yeah.
it's like they're in the backstory. It's like there was this war between Kanto and Kansai, and Kanto winds up dropping a bomb on Kansai and like destroying it. And there's like an area that's fully irradiated. But then like when Kanto helps Kansai rebuild, so then like Kansai treats Kanto as if it's like they're godly and stuff, and so then they treat the Shinkansen as being like this like holy.
Whoa. There's almost a black guy in this.
Well, I don't know what he's supposed to be in canon, but he is.
No,
cool.
he's a tanned Asian dude, which is
he
normally
has
what they end up
dreadlocks.
being. But he has dreadlocks. So, but the amount of usually if like someone's black in an anime, they'd be darker. That's just a tan dude, unfortunately.
I don't know. You could. I mean, he's basically black, dude. Like
You can do
nothing's-
it. You can say whatever you want because anime is bullshit, and a lot of Western fans go like, "Goku's white." Yeah, or like other bullshit like that. Or what was it? Someone, fuck. it was around the time someone was like doing like a look back at the Dragon Ball Evolution movie. It's like, honestly, Goku can be any race because he's a fucking alien.
Yeah.
Bulma is like a cartoonish version of of a genius American woman, but still you should probably make her Japanese.
Her dad's like German, isn't he?
Yeah, or like they have English names, or well, their names translate to English super easily. Chi-Chi is definitely Chinese, no question about that.
Yeah,
but like Grandpa Gohan is Japanese.
Yeah,
like there's races in that show, but Goku and Vegeta's race doesn't really fucking matter.
They just have to be the same as each other.
Yeah, they just had, if the actor who plays him is Latino, if Goku's Latino, Vegeta has to be Latino.
Yeah.
But straight up, don't make them white, because it also doesn't make sense for them to be white. Well,
especially because so much of the rest of the cast is Asian that it'll come across like kind of almost like white savory.
Yeah, and also the fact that the Saiyans lived on almost a barren desert planet with like a bit of trees, but every single time you look at it from like when Bardock is going to visit his like his
probably can I be real? It probably wouldn't be cool to make them black either.
No, because I'm saying just an ambiguous race. Oh yeah, yeah. Some sort of ambiguous race.
Yeah.
Like, did you ever watch 30 Rock?
Yes.
There's like a whole season dedicated, or like when Jack or Alec Baldwin's character is with Elizabeth Banks' character, she has the problem because she's losing on like anchor things to do or news reporter things to do to her mixed race colleague, and it's just because she doesn't work for like CNN. She works for like NBC. A CNN type.
They work for NBC.
Do they?
Wouldn't it be MSNBC because they own it? Because it's
NBC?
You're
right. It would be, and so it's she's like getting frustrated because she's like so ethnically ambiguous. They can send her to do anything and it doesn't look bad. So they try and figure out which race she is, and she's like, it's not just like, oh, is she white? Is she a very tanned white? Is she kind of Latino, or is she like a tan Japanese woman? They get her to speak, and she speaks like 30 different languages fluently, and it's just so like, funny. Oh no, this is just the perfect woman.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's funny.
30 Rock is a funny show, despite the fact that there's some pieces of shit on it.
Yeah. 30 Rock's a pretty good show. I mean, Donald Glover won an Emmy for his writing on it, or I guess the show won an Emmy for writing, including Donald Glover.
Hannibal Buress was also on there.
Oh, he was a writer?
Yeah. Damn. I think so. He also had some guests. I'm just gonna look it up real quick. But yeah,
I know Donald Glover showed up like in some bit parts, but like he was only a writer, really.
Yeah, he showed up on like, oh, we need a guy quickly we need an extra that can talk, and we don't want to pay him a lot more.
It's like, this guy's funny, so put him in. He also came up with a lot of the stuff that what's the page guy? What's his name?
Kenneth.
Yeah. So Donald Glover wrote a lot of Kenneth because Kenneth is from Stone Mountain, Georgia, which is where Donald Glover's from. And so like that's why in Tina Fey's book she like shouts out Donald Glover, and she's like, Donald Glover came up with the line when Kenneth calls a TV remote a channel changer, because that's what they call them in that part of Georgia, and it's so funny.
Hannibal Buress only wrote one episode, but he appears on 9 episodes.
Yeah, so again, the episode writer for any show like that is actually just the person who does the most writing, and /or came up with the story of the episode. So like, even if you only wrote 2, you still could have written a lot of jokes in the show and stuff.
Yeah. Right? Just that was his only writer credit. It just says
so
one
he
episode.
only did one story, but he could have written like jokes all across that entire season, right?
Yeah, he could have been there at some point.
Yeah. Anyway, that was like a weird tangent, but Akudama Drive.
We've had like 3 weird tangents this episode.
It's more than 3, but yeah. Akudama Drive is a really good show, though. Like, honestly, check it out, Ian. It's cool. It's like, again, it's a bunch of criminals doing stuff.
How long is it?
Like 13 eps. I'm not quite done. Excuse me. I've only watched the first 9, but it's really cool. What?
Can't log in on Crunchyroll right now.
Well, it's not on Crunchyroll. It's on Funimation.
Oh, okay. All right.
Hey Ian.
Yeah.
Here's a suggestion.
Huh?
If you download the Funimation app to your PS5, even with a unpaid account, if it's free and ads don't seem to be playing on the PS5 version.
Oh damn.
What?
I'll do that. An anime that I wanted episodes for a while ago got its like an anime I wanted an anime for started up it starts up tomorrow, technically today actually, because Japan's 12 hours ahead.
So Saturday for those of you who are listening to this on Monday.
So on who licensed it? Fuck.
What?
Funimation.
Use the app on your PS5.
Yeah, I'll try it, but it's just it's easier for me if it's just on Crunchyroll.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I finished. I did not play Monster Hunter Rise yet.
You didn't?
I'll talk about that next week because I think me and Anthony are going to play it tonight. Maybe if he responds to me about it. We kind of got stuck on Fast February. I've finished Jujutsu Kaisen. I spelt it wrong here.
It finished? Yeah.
Oh no. Sorry. I finished the first half of it.
Okay.
I got caught up where it and I hit like that story part where it's like, oh, this is the end of this arc.
Okay.
And oh man, I saw this bullshit Screen Rant title that says Jujutsu Kaisen just changed the way shonen anime will work forever in the future. And I'm like, all right, okay, motherfucker, let's go. I went and watched all of it.
What subversive thing did they do?
There's a thing, you know how like the opening for a show will blatantly spoil something? Like a character will show up as a villain and then they become a friend? Like some shit like that?
Yeah.
Like imagine if like the ending of fucking like the beginning of Dragon Ball Z had the end of Dragon Ball Z credits where like Vegeta's just hanging out the whole time, but Nappa's not there. You'd be like, oh, Nappa's dead and Vegeta becomes a friend.
Yeah.
Jujutsu Kaisen does that, except someone they're showing in the title that shows like him, like the main character and all of his friends hanging out with this kid. And so in episode 9, the kid comes through. That kid does not make it to the friend part. He gets killed in a fucking brutal way. And I'm like, that's a good way. That is a good subvert your expectations thing. Because, like, it's common in anime to do that. They did it, and then they didn't actually let it happen.
Yeah, but that's like that. They're not the first show to do that.
It's the most recent one. It's the only one I've seen. Name me another one, and I'll go watch it because that's cool.
I remember, but then it stops being cool if I tell you. But like,
well, I already also said whatever it is. This one,
yeah. But like, I feel like I've seen a thing before where they like show a character in the opening credits, and that like that character is not there for a while. What show does that?
Okay, but what do you mean? Like the character's not there for a while? Because what I'm saying is that
I
it
mean,
shows them
that
together as
character,
friends,
like,
and then that character doesn't even make it there.
That character dies, or that character like turns evil, and they're not part of the friends. And then like once they do that, like they change the opening titles. Did they do that maybe in a season of Buffy? I'm trying to remember.
Maybe, but this is anime, and I'm not talking about your pussy Western ass bullshit.
No, I feel like an anime or animated show did that as well.
You probably have.
I'm just trying to remember because like I feel like that's been done though. Like,
yeah, but also they did the whole.
Isn't that basically like showing Kaoru in the opening of Evangelion? Like I don't think they do show Kaoru. I think the character.
But Kaoru does get to be with like hang out with everyone. It's just that he does.
Just for one ep.
Oh, is it just one episode?
He's literally in one episode.
Maybe, like, I don't know. Evangelion doesn't really have an opening that focuses on, like,
they have
group of characters hanging
of the characters.
out.
They have quick cuts of characters.
Yeah, but they're all solo by themselves.
Yeah, because that's the point of Evangelion. Because by the end,
that you're alone.
We gotta come together. We gotta come together, boys.
So I don't care to watch Evangelion.
The human instrumentality project.
But apparently, the rebuilds are fully disrespecting the original work now.
Oh no, they're not.
there's stuff in them in like the brand new stuff that's going to come out.
Yeah, 3.0 plus 1.0 in. By the way, if you want to know, the rebuilds take place in not just a different timeline. The rebuilds explicitly take place after End of Evangelion.
Okay.
The first shot of Evangelion 1.0 is that is the last shot of End of Evangelion. Like literally it starts 15 minutes later. Like
the people who I'm seeing talking about this are people who care about Evangelion more than I do, and they seem to come at it from the mindset of, wow, this really turns it into just the rebuilds just turn it into another shonen battle anime, and not the, oh my god, I hate otakus and their culture shit that the original guy was going off of.
Well, it's still all Hideaki Anno. He's doing all of it.
Really?
From what I've heard, that's true about the first 3 rebuilds, where that was like a big criticism from.
Maybe he left and came back or something.
No, he did all 3. He did all 4.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And Shin Godzilla.
Yeah, and dude, his Godzilla movie is so fucking good. But the thing with the rebuilds is they are kind of a little bit more like shonen anime-y. But like the thing that 3.0 plus 1.0 seems to be doing is like essentially saying like, yeah, I know I've been working on the rebuilds for like 2 decades, but this is the culmination. This is fucking Kingdom Hearts 3. Like we're all this bullshit timeline.
Oh, okay.
Like all these fucking things are coming together.
I didn't know that he is the director and screenwriter for these. So yeah, this is all his vision, and I guess people are just being like, no, it's the company's making him do it.
No, he literally left Gainax to make a company. Yeah, like he left Gainax to make the company that did this. Like,
well, thanks for clearing that up.
Yeah.
I think it's just maybe people don't like it as much as the stuff, so they're just making excuses for why it's different.
Yeah, listen, I'm not saying you have to like the rebuilds. I personally have only seen bits and pieces of them, but like I didn't need any more. You know what I mean? Like, but people are talking about how like the 3.0 plus 1.0 is like putting together timelines, because like the manga timeline has different canon than the show timeline, which has different canon from the movie timeline, and that like 3.0 plus 1.0 is in the trailer that came out is literally saying like things that make sense only if you know all the timelines.
That's cool.
Yeah.
All right, I found one tweet and then we can change topics on to the next thing.
Okay.
Some guy made a tweet, says, wait until all these people who are saying a Twitter ban is a violation of free speech hear what the NFL did to Colin Kaepernick. That's from Joe Prano at Fix Your Life. That's a funny one, boy.
It's a funny boy.
Yeah.
It's a good tweet. All right. Well, what do you want? You watched Jujutsu Kaisen? You got a TV. I watched Akudama Drive.
How much of Yakuza 7 did you play?
I think I'm still in chapter 7.
It's like the longest chapter, so.
Yeah. I went to the Korean hideout. The spiderweb people.
Did you meet her yet?
I did meet her.
Yeah.
And
hot
then
bitch.
I learned some information about fucking my boy, my homeless friend. That was like a ruh-roh.
Ruh-roh.
And then I fought.
He's taking advantage of me.
I fought Jungi Han, and I fought a bunch of other people. And then I left, and I think that's where I am.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
that's
now,
cool.
Yeah.
I finished chapter 12.
Yeah.
They were right.
What?
Chapter 12 is some fucking bullshit. I literally went in at level 37. And I didn't feel outclassed, outpowered the entire fucking game. And then they're like, all right, now you're in Sotenbori. You're going to have a meeting. And you leave the
Can I just
cabaret
point out
grand.
how it's fucked up that the real one is Dotonbori and the fake one's Sotenbori? It does not feel right. Dotonbori sounds like the fake one.
Yeah, it kind of does, but I think it might just be because we were introduced to Sotenbori first.
Yeah.
So you go there, and as you leave, they're like, "Oh, I know a drugstore nearby. Let's go pick up supplies." You get there, the drugstore's gone. It's replaced with a coliseum run by an android.
Okay.
See, that's the thing this is the thing that these fuckers who were complaining about the difficulty forgot to mention. That's the place you go to grind.
Yeah.
I went from 37 to 50.
Did you fight Gary Buster Holmes?
No, Gary Buster Holmes isn't there, but I know there is this is your first introduction to a endless tower battle thing.
Okay.
But it ends at floor 31.
Yeah.
But there is another one in Kamurocho.
Oh,
So-
is it? Wait, does that mean Shangri-La still exists?
No, it's not. I was looking up other shit about this. I was looking up stuff about the trophies because I saw something that makes me think, whoa, this is going to be the first Yakuza game I platinum.
Yeah.
Because there is no longer an achievement to doing everything on the completion list.
Okay.
It is now just get to the highest level of part-time hero.
Which you don't need to do everything to do.
Yeah, I don't need to play shogi or mahjong.
Nice.
And even if I'm like, oh, I can't earn anything because I've done everything, I can just grind out like the citizen SOS requests.
Yeah.
So when you get to chapter 12, Nathan, and they show you that Coliseum, just run through it. Just keep going through it till you hit like level
Blast it.
50. Because you go to a place, and it seems fine. The first encounter you get in, the guys are like level 45. And then after
Okay.
you beat up those guys, the next encounter is against 2 level 50s that with one of the guys can one-shot every single one of your party members if they're not a high enough level.
Oh, yeah, wow. Why would Saejima do that?
I didn't say that. Did someone tell you that?
Just a guess.
It's a good one. Yeah, it's him. It's him and Majima are in chapter 12. It's in Sotenbori, so it's a pretty educated guess.
Yep.
Yeah. Man, you actually just fight Majima until he's like at half his health bar, and then Saejima jumps in.
So where in Sotenbori are you? Are you at the Cabaret Club, I guess?
No, you go to the Omi Alliance HQ.
Oh.
And it's kind of funny how you sneak in, so I'll keep that as a little secret. But you fucking just go, you travel through, and then you beat up these guys, and you and the party are like, quick, hide the bodies. And you guys do the shittiest job of hiding the bodies.
That's funny.
And then Majima comes down the stairs giggling at you, and he says, I've wanted a good fight for a long time. You fight him. You literally, even if you're level 50. No, he doesn't know you, so like he wouldn't say that. You
I guess he would say like Kasuga-san.
even at level 50, it's fucking hard.
Yeah.
It's like
it
still
should
difficult.
Be. It's Majima.
Yeah, but then after you finish the fight, it's Majima and Saejima at the same time.
Yeah. So like that should be really hard.
Even
know what I
after you
mean?
finish the fight, they just go. They're like Ichi and the whole squad is like, oh fuck, bro. Holy shit.
Can I ask a couple questions about Jungi Han?
1 second. Let me just finish this. And then Majima just says, all right, you ready for us to take this seriously now? And I was like, no, stop. And then it gets interrupted and then the game moves forward. So yeah,
Nice.
Jungi Han, what's up?
Can I? So he's not my party yet. I know he becomes a member of the party.
Yeah, because I told you that.
Yeah, but like, yeah, it's also it's in the. Okay.
Oh, Nathan's got his sweet box case.
He's like here.
Yeah, they show the entire party and Jungi Han is there on the inside of the case. Does it show the 7th member?
Hold on. Okay, we got Ichi. We got fuck, the cop guy.
Adachi.
Adachi, thank you. We've got Psycho, Jungi Han. There's a guy with sunglasses who has a knife.
Are they sunglasses?
They look like sunglasses.
Here, show the camera again. Yeah, they do look like sunglasses. Yeah, anyways, that dude in the background is the seventh party member.
Okay, and then there's 3 faces above, and it's my homeless friend, and then there's like 2 of the bad guys. Which is like, you know, Daddy,
Arakawa?
And, yeah, and then like the second in command guy under Arakawa.
Sawashiro.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm terrible with names in Yakuza, and so like...
Oh, I was just playing last night, so of course I'd remember.
Yeah. Well, it's just I haven't seen that character in some time, so I...
Oh, yeah, no, you beat his ass in front of that door before you get shot in like chapter 1, and then I just saw him again for the first time in chapter 12.
Nice.
Or no, chapter 13. He's in the opening scene for that.
But yeah, the question I have about Jungi Han, how much does he know? How much was he involved in Yakuza 6? Because I know it's not the same guy or whatever.
0.
But, like
he wasn't there at all. Yeah,
he was. So okay, that fucking sucks.
He was. Yeah,
because like I would get it. I would get it if like the one that's in like okay. Spoiler alert for Yakuza 6. Jungi Han is presented as a guy who has taken control over Stardust, and then he's also
taking control of the entire Jinwang Mafia.
Well, yeah, he's the leader of the Jinwang, but we don't know that until later. But like, he took over Stardust, and then he has like a fighting ring in the bottom, right?
Because
there's a really cool fight with some of the best fight music in Yakuza 6.
Yeah, he has a thing where he has a fight club specifically made for hot, beautiful men.
Yeah,
it's like shit out of each other.
It's like a naked fight club.
Oh yeah, no, you have to like it.
It's like, supposed to be naked, but then like you fight him and you're not naked.
Oh yeah, because Kiryu refuses because it's not cool. Like he takes his jacket off and he says, "Why don't you do it too?" And Kiryu's like, "I only do that if I'm like really invested in this, and I don't like you."
But then he does
because you're a filthy secret Korean.
Well, he's not secret.
He's not at all. They even say it's like, "Oh yeah, the new Korean host club."
Yeah. So then but then later when you go to the other town that you go to, then you do the I was just watching a Yakuza 6 speedrun last night because it was super fun on HGDQ. It was really fun to watch.
Yeah, you messaged me that and I was like in bed.
Yeah, sorry. But it was
it's not like I could have watched it anyways.
It's like 2 hours 30, huh? Why not?
Like because when you said it was starting or whatever, I had to be asleep because I woke up at 5.
Oh shit, that sucks.
No, I woke up at 6.
That sucks. I'm sorry, man. I didn't mean to text you late.
Oh no, it's fine. I saw your message. I was still awake. I was trying to fall asleep. I saw your message and I'm like, I'll just read this tomorrow.
All right. It's I would recommend going back and watching it. Honestly, it's super fun. But like right after the scene where they do the baby tossing, if you recall that scene in Yakuza 6, Ian, the best scene in the entire series.
Yeah.
Very fun scene. That's hilarious. But right after that scene, he shows up, and it's like, yes, the Jung-won is involved in the whole Chinese gang, Japanese gang in Hiroshima, and like the whole thing with the baby. And then right when he's about to tell you something interesting, he gets killed.
Oh, when you're on the
when
barge?
you're in Hiroshima.
Yeah, when you're fighting him on the barge.
Yeah.
That's when he dies. He gets sniped from afar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So my assumption was that the leader of the Jung-won / leader of Stardust that fought Kiryu is not the one that showed up to help Kiryu in Hiroshima and died.
No,
that's what I figured.
That unfortunately it is the same guy. This
well, that sucks because then if he meets Kiryu later, it's gonna mean nothing.
Yeah.
Kiryu's gonna be like, "You look like another guy," and he's gonna be like, "Sure."
He's like, "Wow, you survived that bullet through the brain? What the fuck, bro?"
Yeah. It's been 3 years.
Dude, when you go through his bond, like his S-Link shit,
Yeah.
he tells you that was his biggest regret in life, was that the real Jungi Han died and he didn't.
Oh, because he's supposed to be a bubble. So he's not even. Oh shit! I thought he was the real one, and the other.
No,
one was the
no,
fake one.
he is the fake. He was. It's kind of fucked up. He was like forced into like
Plastic
his
surgery.
dad. His dad like knocked him out when he was 16 because you could see that he was like a similar build and shit
Yeah.
like to Jungi Han, and like knocked his kid out. Went to like an illegal.
Plastic surgeon.
Yeah, but was very good at his job apparently. Made him get plastic surgery and presented him to Jungi Han as like, look, it's a body double. And then Jungi Han killed his dad because that's fucked up to do to your son.
Yeah.
But then they were like kind of friends that would hang out when like no one else was around, because you can't just have fucking doubles next to each other or else it defeats the point of doubles.
Yeah. Sure does.
Yeah. So
Um,
unless it, well, that would be, like no, shoot him, he's the clone, but it would be like two guys who like one's job is to protect the other, and the dudes they both have to be like, no, I'm the real Jungi Han, shoot me.
that's funny.
Yeah. Because if you were like, I'm the real one, shoot me, and the other guy was like, that's the real one, shoot him, you'd be like, okay, well, clearly you're the real one, the guy who's accusing the other one and the guy who's taking it, because that's how this would work.
Yeah.
Or it's advanced mind games.
That's how it is.
We keep going
I'm
in circles.
Jungi Han, and so are you.
I'm Jungi Han. I'm Jungi Han. It's fucking I'm Spartacus, but with
Oh,
Jungi Han.
no. The bit that I was doing was the end of Metal Gear Solid 5.
Oh, okay.
The I'm Big Boss, and so are you.
Yeah, Jungi Han. This dude is I really like him though. Yeah. Unfortunately, I thought he was a good party member. I don't think so much anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he kind of doesn't fit into any other class except for the one that he starts with.
Really?
Yeah, where I got I put
Where everybody
Psycho.
else has other ones.
Yeah, I put Psycho back into being an idol because her buffs are just really good.
Yeah.
And then because you did it, and I thought, let's try this. You put Adachi. No, I don't think you did.
No, I put Adachi as enforcer.
Oh yes, I did that, and he is very good.
He is very good.
I got a big ass shield for him to use, and that's how he was one of the main helps for the Majima and Sajima fight
Because he can do the throw, right?
but also the transfer shield thing he can do.
Oh yeah.
Because those guys, unlike the randoms that you'll fight out in like the streets,
Yeah.
boss characters will choose who they're gonna hit, and it doesn't matter who does damage to them; they're gonna hit that character.
Oh shit.
Or it feels like that. So like I transferred.
That's pretty common
shield
with regular
to-
enemy too.
Yeah, but sometimes you'll be like, a regular enemy's like, I'm gonna go fucking hit Adachi, and then Nanba's like, well, let me just real quick get some fucking MP back, and the guy will be like, hey. So, but I don't know. It just felt like with the bosses, they were much more focused. So when I was using like. Majima did not look away from Ichiban for like 20 turns, so I just gave him the transfer shield.
The Jungi Han fight was super fun.
And yeah, I think this. The only problem I kind of have with the game right now, with the combat, is I don't like fighting randoms. I think that's the worst part of it. Like people out on the streets.
See, I think it's my only problem is that there's like. And this is a problem with some of the Yakuza games as well, especially in the Dragon Engine. It's just there's too many randoms.
But at least in the
I had
Dragon
the
Engine,
same
they give you
problem
the
with
ability to
Judgment.
just straight up run away.
They give you the ability to do that here too.
Yeah, no, not really, because in the Dragon Engine, like in Yakuza 6, Kiwami 2, and Judgment, you can just unlock and just start running the opposite direction from them, and it's a guaranteed run away. But in this one, you have to use like runaway as a move, which can fail.
Yeah, but
And
I mean,
You can't sneak past
Doesn't
enemies
feel
that well either, because despite the fact that they have vision cones, even if you get too close to them or run past them, they'll just lock on you and grab you into battle.
yeah, but that was also true in Kiwami 2 and Judgment.
Kiwami 2, they had to be closer. And this one, it puts you into...
Well, because
with
there's
Kiwami 2 and Judgment, though, you can just
groups.
keep running even if it starts combat. You can just keep going.
Yeah.
But this is like, it starts a whole proper combat encounter. Like, I just threw an item on.
There's auto attack.
Yeah, but sometimes you get into an encounter with like a guy who's just not going to be worth auto attacking for hours, and I'm going to have to use like a fire move because he's weak to fire moves. Because there is elemental disadvantages in this.
There are. There's also like some people are like weak to fists, but weak to fists but strong to knives and blades and
or
stuff.
weak to guns.
Yeah,
I found out also if you just
I've
put
not
like
got guns yet.
If you just put a fucking character, like as a class sometimes, and then just pull them off of it, they'll just get a free move.
Yeah.
Like I got Psycho all the way up to level 5, and I put her as a matriarch.
Yeah.
Which that class sucks. So I fucking and she just like, and I was like, this class sucks. I'm gonna put her back as an idol, and yet she still has the matriarch move to pull out an M16 and just unload on someone.
That's awesome. That's cool when they do that.
It's a cool one. So I think I'm just gonna go with fucking what's his name, Ichiban, and just change him to every single different class and just pick up all these extra moves. Or I'll go
Final
to
Fantasy
the battle tower and just
3 or 5. I don't remember which one. One of those two that are very job heavy.
Yeah.
So like character, much like this game, characters start as freelancers, in FF3 or 5, whichever one it is, like when you max out a job and get all the moves, if you go back to freelancer, you get to keep all of it. So then,
that's
like,
cool.
The strat, if you're like somebody who is a perfectionist, is to get every character to max out every job so they have every skill, and then make them perfect level 99 freelancers.
That's
also,
that's a good way of doing it.
That's kind of not fun because you basically wind up having to grind like 80 times to level 99 or whatever.
Yeah. So, yeah. Anyways, Yakuza 7.
Great game. Really love it.
Amazing game. Other than the random encounters with enemies, the fighting system is just fine.
I think it's just as good as what they had before.
I will disagree and agree. I think playing it against bosses is just as fun, which is what I would say. Like it's the same against, like, you know, fighting randoms in the street, boring. Fighting bosses, fun. It's the same both times. What does suck, in my opinion, is I really liked the
location-based heat moves.
What?
Like location-based heat moves.
Those, yeah, I kind of miss those. I hope they bring them back in a future iteration where it's like, oh, that guy's standing near there, fucking do some shit.
Yeah, that I would like to see more of that, and more like better weapon placements for like the majority of fights.
But also let me just have the option to not pick up the weapon sometimes. Because sometimes my weapon that I'm holding is better than the chair that's on the ground.
See, I haven't had that problem yet. I like almost did with like a guy I was using a sword against, but I picked up a bike and like it was like, and it still like fucking nailed it. So I was
that's like, a bike. That's a big one that's always done a lot of damage. When you finish the what is it? When you finish the Coliseum thing I was talking about, you get a special bat at the end called like the Dragon Bat, and it changes your normal attack to an AoE attack.
Oh shit.
So I just wanted to do that and beat the shit out of like these 3 guys standing real close together. But I was in Sotenbori, there's a bunch of chairs on the side of the road. So fucking, I was like, I want to see how this thing works. And for the entire encounter, every single time I put fucking Ichiban to go hit them, it was like, chair time.
That's funny.
Yeah, so make it optional would be nice.
I don't know if I'll put him back into hero because like I wanted to try kind of all the jobs he can do eventually, but I also wanted to level them up really high. So I'm like,
yeah. There's another. I know you don't like the business dimension, but
yeah,
when you finish the business dimension, you get an AOE move that uses 160 MP called the orbital laser.
Is it like an actual orbital laser?
Yes, it is. It's like not even, I don't know what the fuck else it could possibly actually be. Because you know how it's like a lot of this stuff is just Ichiban's delusions of what's actually going on?
Right.
This doesn't feel like it's a delusion. It feels like there's just a fucking laser from outer space striking these men.
It's pretty great.
But it does a fuckload of damage, and it's like really helpful for beating the Colosseum. So I don't know. Consider maybe just busting your way through that shit.
I don't know if I will. I might just... Maybe I'll just look up if there's a guide or whatever.
There probably is. Like, just how to do it.
The problem is I did
easy.
look one up, and it was like, just try to do this and this and this. And I'm like, fuck you.
No,
just
tell me how to do this
what
and
to
this.
do. Like, just
Yeah.
I want to do it without having to think, truly. Because I hate doing the business bullshit. Like, it's not fun at all.
Because it's...
I think I just might ignore it, even though that thing sounds cool, you know?
Yeah, also, it's just a good, easy source of revenue for later on.
Yeah.
But so is the Colosseum. Like, there's good sources of revenue later.
I might
like the
just
Colosseum
do
has a lot.
Colosseum multiple times, you know?
Yeah, and there's checkpoints. So the final floor in the Colosseum will always reward you with $1 million.
Yeah.
So
nice.
if you just go, and there's 31 floors. If you just go to the 26th floor and run up from there every time, you'll just end up with like $3 million per run.
Yeah. Also, I'm waiting until I get fucking Namba back to do the sewer extra dungeon.
Yeah, I hate that thing.
Why?
Because it's so long and very boring.
Oh.
It just kind of feels long, and like I try and open when the map just takes forever to load because it's what is it? It's random.
Procedural? Oh, really?
Yeah, it's procedural.
Damn.
It's pseudo procedural where it's just grabbing different layouts. Like nothing's actually changing, but it's just grabbing random layouts to do.
Oh.
Yeah, and it just I don't know. I don't like it that much. I'm going to have to do it eventually. And I kind of, you know what? You should probably do it now because it's probably more exciting to do when you have when you're at their level. But when I was on like chapter 10 when I decided to go check it out, and I was fucking like level 30 and one-shotting everything, and like this is boring.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just waiting until I have my extra guy back.
Yeah. Keep going through the game.
Yeah.
I kind of knew that Nanba was going to leave at one point because of the fact when you get him to level 1 of his bond, you can't go any farther.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, he's going to leave and come back. Like, you know, do the thing like, I didn't trust you. Now I trust you
level
totally.
1, it's multiple. You get a couple.
Okay.
Do you remember? It's because he like got the whiskey and filled it with he drank a whole bottle.
Oh, yeah.
It was funny.
That's a good
So
one.
you
I
do
think
it
in level
multiple times.
3 is when you get his actual, like, Bond backstory.
Cool.
Yeah.
So I feel cheated that he didn't actually sell drugs. What a fucking asshole.
Oh, you got there?
Well, no, like I know why he left, but I'm assuming, well, my assumption is that he lied to me and he did not sell drugs. So thanks so much, guys. Thank you so much for listening or viewing our Media Hole podcast. If you would like to follow me, you can go to @TheMediaHole on Twitter, @TheMediaHole on TikTok, twitch.tv/TheMediaHole, youtube.com/N8SComedy is the YouTube channel. And if you want to follow my Tumblr, I'm at www.whenyourBallsGetStuckToYourLeg.tumblr.com.
Change your name.
And if you want to find Ian, he is at StrugglesV on everything. He just started a new Parler account. Let's see how that turns out.
It's better. It's better than you being like this. It's at Struggles V. Ian fucking started the coup.
All right.
Anyways, that's it.
Bye.
Bye.